Hey YouTube, good morning. I'm gonna knock out a quick unprotected left-hand turn video before I head to Austin tomorrow. Still don't have a ticket, not sure if I'm gonna get in, but I'll hang out with anybody out at TeslaCon or maybe one of the other events, maybe the pub crawl the night before. If anybody knows how to get me a ticket, let me know on Twitter. If you want me to be your date, let me know. Any case, kind of another piece of interesting information. So yesterday, I was out working in the yard here, and as you guys know, I'm pretty close to this intersection where I do all my UPLs, and there was a black Tesla driving around the block over and over and over, almost in kind of a creepy way. You know, they weren't staring at the house or anything, but I think they were actually doing this unprotected left-hand turn. So maybe Tesla was grabbing some data here. You know, which would be amazing if that was the case. You know, if Tesla's recording this video firsthand with ADAS driver cars, that would be awesome. I don't think there are any ADAS drivers in Jacksonville. The only ones I kind of know about are down in Miami, in Florida, and then there's some in Chicago, and, you know, I'm sure there's some out in California, of course. So if there were Miami ADAS drivers that drove up to Jacksonville, that's a 7-hour drive to record this unprotected left-hand turn. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for taking the time to do that. And I hope that if you did get some data that it's beneficial and we can get this turn worked on. In any case, if it wasn't you and it was just some other Tesla drivers knocking out this unprotected left, hopefully you got some good data too. In any case, so this is version 10.11.2. That came out yesterday, a small dot release, not a whole lot of changes noticed yesterday, maybe a little bit slower creeping behavior, which is good because the 11.1 was a little fast, and some pretty improved pedestrian interactions I noticed yesterday on one first impressions drive. In any case, that's the summary there. Let's knock out a few unprotected lefts and see if we notice any differences today. Looks like we got a couple lead cars here that are turning also. It is 9:45 a.m. rush hour traffic on this highway, which could be pretty aggressive. Hopefully we get some scenarios that are repeatable. But let's see how it handles. I got some good oncoming traffic today. Oh, don't get impatient there. No, don't get impatient. See how that wheel turned there to kind of go around this slowing traffic? It didn't do it, but it started thinking about it. Slowly creep. It needs to creep. Creep, creep. Okay, it was aggressively roll. It's a full roll. It's a full roll. Okay, I had to go there. Okay, so that car there, it was doing its lag in the lane, and that car was moving very quickly, so I couldn't sit there. I needed to go into the median. It was doing that behavior where it waits in the oncoming lane, which is unsafe. So, okay, so round one, still not doing median behavior. Paused in a high-speed lane of traffic with perpendicular high-speed traffic approaching with both the disengagement and intervention. All right, we'll try some more. All right, round two. See where it stops. Good stop there. Got opposing traffic on the other side. I labeled it as blue. It needs to wait. Okay, it's creeping while he's crossing. There's a nice big gap on the left. A little bit of traffic on the right. So this is going to be an easy scenario. It now needs to go because the traffic from the left is approaching. It needs to commit. It needs a little bit more commit there. Now it was wide open on the right, so it didn't run into trouble on the median there. But it just didn't give it the boost it needed once that gap was evident, because the gap was closing very quickly from the left. That situation, it worked. So I'm going to give credit where credit's due. So that's one versus one good one, one bad one so far. All right, let's try it again. All right, round three here. There's the stop line. Let's see what kind of creep we get here. Slowly, slowly. Okay, there's some traffic. It needs to wait. Okay. It's in a good spot. I'm comfortable with that creep. There's a lot of traffic coming. It needs to wait. It should not. Don't go. Okay. I don't know what it was thinking there. It was creeping with some speed to go into the lane of traffic. I'm not in the lane of traffic here. There's nobody behind me, so I'm going to do a reverse maneuver. And we'll try again here and see if we can get it to re-engage. We're right at the stop sign. Autopilot is available. It needs to stop. There we go. Traffic. I don't know that it stopped for the stop sign that time. Now that was an engagement very close to the stop line. And in the past, it has kind of forgotten the stop sign was there. All right, there's a small gap on the left. With the right commit, I could go to the median, and it's going to try it. I'm going to have to intervene here. Yeah, it was too fast of traffic to go that slow. So once it committed to the lane, I went ahead and intervened and went to the median, and then checked the traffic on the right and went. It's just not giving the boost it needs for the size gap that's available. It's seeing it and it's proceeding, and in the lane with this busy traffic, it can't wait that long. And if it is going to make it, I have to have the confidence as a safety driver that the acceleration is there. And if it's just giving me this creep, I just don't have the confidence that the boost is coming. So that's why I'm intervening. And it's just too close. All right, here we go again. It's quite a challenging day with this rush hour traffic. There's a good stop at the stop line, slow creep, and it stopped as soon as it saw traffic. There's traffic there. Okay, this is going to give it a nice gap that it's going to be able to go through on the left, but it's not going to be able to go on the right. Very busy on the right, and it's waiting. So here's a perfect example of it's looking both directions initially. Now, as a driver, I would have gone to the median. The Tesla did not go to the median. It waited here because it obviously doesn't have the median logic. So while I'm looking here to the left, it cannot go. It's going to be another 30 seconds or so. This is a huge slug of traffic, and if it tries to go, I'm going to have to immediately engage. You hear that brake popping, which makes me nervous. But I'm okay. I can tell I'm not in the road. The cars are definitely giving me a little bit of a wide berth. They can kind of see I'm all the way on the edge. Okay, there's a very small gap that I have a hunch it's going to try to go for, and it can't make it. Okay, yeah. It just creeps out when it sees its gap. And that behavior is not right. It doesn't have the commit speed right now to shoot small gaps, and it feels like it's just seeing a gap and it doesn't know how big it is, and it's taking its time almost identically every single time. I'm not feeling any difference of a commit based on the size and the speed of the traffic. So that's probably pretty good feedback for Tesla, is somehow we need to be able to measure the size of the gap and oncoming speed so that the acceleration of the commit can be felt by the driver while we are still, responsible for driving. All right, we'll try some more. And another one. All right, stop line. I can't see yet. It needs to creep slowly. Lots of oncoming traffic. It's creeping at a nice slow speed and braking. That's a good spot. I'm leaning forward to see way down the traffic. If I lean my head back to the B pillar, it can only see kind of the far 2 lanes of traffic, but at least it's okay. It's creeping a little bit more, but that was a very subtle creep. That was good. Lots of traffic coming, but there's a nice big gap from the left, and I'm looking, and I don't think it's going to be able to see if there's an opening from the right. Let's see how it does it here. Nice. Okay, it can't go in the first lane unless it really boosts it. Okay, is it going to boost it? Okay, okay, now I'm intervening. It jumped into the lane at the wrong speed. There was very fast coming traffic from behind that had to go around me. It's this car right there that just passed me on the right. So, and you can see him going around me. So that was where it did the right lateral maneuver, but did not use the right acceleration to weave itself into traffic at the right speed. That car was going 55 miles an hour, and it jumped into the lane at 35 as that car was very quickly coming up from the rear. I don't know if you can get a sense of the speed these cars are going. So that merged traffic is important for the speed and the commit it needs to use. right there, honestly, it should have sat in the median. I know we don't have the median logic yet there, but that would have been the right decision for me. I waited on the lane to open, but it's still doing 2 lanes at a time. All right, let's see if we can get a good one here. Lots of blue cars showing up. I'm not looking at the screen a whole lot today. Okay, there's a tiny gap here, and if it goes for it, it can't. Okay. So that is a scenario that if I knew it had the right speed, I might have let it go. It does not have the right speed right now, and I can't trust it. So it just was doing this mosey out into the lane with high-speed oncoming traffic. So I'm doing a reverse maneuver with nobody behind me again. I am going to re-engage it here just so I don't have to reset. And we do have opposing cars up there. Let's see how, hopefully it'll go do its stop sign, and it's going to blow right through that stop sign. Yeah, I know that's because I'm engaging it so close. That does not mean it should not be able to do that maneuver, but when you engage autopilot near a stop sign, and this is kind of new for new beta testers, you kind of need to give it some distance because it's almost like it doesn't see it. Even though it's mapped, there's a line and everything. I'm going to give you another scenario. I'm a little bit further back here. I'm just going to sit here for a second. Once the autopilot wheel is available, I'm engaging it. You can see the stop sign is mapped, and it looks like this distance was a little bit more accurate. I can tell it's slowing down. Okay, now we got an opposing truck on the other side. Very small gap. Okay, there's a tiny gap here that it should not go for because there's a larger gap behind. It looks like it waited because of the traffic from the right. And here's a nice big gap on the left and the right. One smooth maneuver. Oh, and it went to the middle lane that time for the first time today. Okay, let's finish on a good note. It was not a good day for unprotected lefts. The creeping behavior has changed a little bit. It still is proceeding through a stop sign when you kind of engage near a stop sign. I think that is a little bit of the testing scenario, but it is maybe perhaps something for Tesla to work on. I know I'm perhaps creating that anomaly. I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about right now on these turns is the commit speed on the small gaps is too low. It's still having to have a clear gap on both the left and the right to proceed because it does not know how to use the medians. And it really feels like it has no escape plan when it gets itself in trouble. And that is a little dangerous. You know, if you're going to let the car put itself in a situation, you have to have an escape plan. And for everyone that watches these videos, I think you know I drive pretty safely, and I know what my plan is and where I'm going to go. But don't get yourself boxed in, because right now the car is kind of doing an A plus B equals C kind of an algorithm. It is waiting for both the left and right to be clear, and when they are clear, it goes. But sometimes it's going when the gap is a little bit too small, and then it waits a little too long and it gets itself in a bind. Hey, but you know what? This is a hard problem. And if you guys did watch to the end of this video, maybe there's a little bit of hope that the ADAS drivers or Tesla is recording some of this and grabbing their own data. I would love to see it if it ever ends up in the simulator. That would be really cool. And then just kind of sign off. Maybe I'll see some people in Austin this week. I'm really looking forward to going. Still crossing my fingers for a ticket. If anybody out there has access to a ticket and a +1 or a +2, please DM me on Twitter at Chazman. I'll be your date or I'll be your friend, whatever you want. I'm happily married though, and we'll get to know each other. In any case, enjoy the Unprotected Left video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Have a great day.